giraffe is indeed a modern marvel. The giraffe obviously has a long neck that's about 8 feet from its shoulders. As you can imagine, blood needs to be pumped from its heart all the way up to its head and then circulate back again. Since its neck is so long, more energy is required to pump this blood up the long vertical distance. It so happens the giraffe is outfitted with a heart that weighs about 20 pounds and is about 2 feet long. So this special heart is about 30 times the size of our human heart and pumps about 16 gallons per minute, the same rate as a typical household well pump. One would think that if a heart this big is needed, this same heart would cause major problems, creating too much blood pressure in the legs of the giraffe. It's true that the giraffe's legs experience a lot of blood pressure, but they've been outfitted with a special sheath of thick and tight skin that keeps the blood from exploding out of its legs. So what happens to our giraffe when he needs to drink and has to bend his neck all the way down from its 17-foot height to ground level? Does its head explode? Well, that same heart continues to beat, but the giraffe's 1-inch diameter carotid artery that connects the heart to the brain does something very special. Because of the extra blood that's now flowing from the heart in a downward direction towards the ground, that same large artery starts to balloon, preventing too much blood from flowing right to its brain. And as he lifts his head back up to the original 17-foot height, that same artery has a special check valves that prevent the blood from rapidly flowing back down his neck, preventing a blackout. These check valves are very important, and they allow the giraffe to be fully conscious at all times, even after major blood flow activities have occurred during and after his drink of water. But as we move to another interesting fact about the giraffe, we think about the fact, did you know that in the upright position, our giraffe likes to eat acacia leaves? Her 21-inch long tongue is used to pluck large amounts of these protein and water-rich leaves from the topmost branches. Other animals typically cannot reach these heights, so the giraffe gets the best pick of food. The water content of the leaves allows him to go without drinking for days at a time. The one problem with these leaves, though, is that they're near very sharp thorns. Now, our giraffe is very careful to avoid these thorns by using his tongue skillfully to wrap around only the leaves. But on occasion, as you can imagine, he does get wounded by the long thorns. But his mouth contains a special antiseptic saliva that allows his tongue to heal very quickly. So what happens when all the leaves from a tree are removed? Well, that's right, it probably dies. A hungry herd of giraffes may want to wipe out an entire acacia tree, but that tree, when being grazed on, starts to produce more tannin, which is a bad-tasting and sometimes fatal food for our giraffe if too much is eaten. On top of that, the acacia tree releases a special hormone called ethylene that floats in the air to the surrounding acacia trees to tell them to raise their tannin production, forcing the giraffe herd to move away from the trees. This strategy works out both for the trees as they are saved from demolition and for our giraffe as he expects someday to come back to the same acacia tree and feed all over again. When our giraffe is lying down or drinking water, you can only imagine that he becomes easy prey to lions or hyenas or crocodiles. So he uses 2 defense tactics. The first is quite unusual. The giraffe only naps between 30 minutes to 2 hours per day. And each nap may only be as long as 5 minutes, either lying down or sometimes even standing up. The second defense mechanism is its plate-sized bottom foot that can kick hard and actually break a lion's rib cage. Now, with all these important survival features, like its stretchable 1-inch carotid artery with check valves, to its amazing ability to only nap in small 5-minute windows with a swift kick ready to go for suspecting predators, our giraffe has been outfitted to both survive and thrive in its environment. Could these important mechanisms that work together have really evolved by change processes over millions of years? Or does this not point to a master designer that understands how to provide just what our giraffe needs so he can stand tall and display another marvel of creation. My friends, you decide.